Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of July 1st, 2021. Getting straight into it, the current character challenge is Earth 2 Solomon Grundy. That is a 1 week repeat, and the required characters for that are Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Sinestro, who are silver, bronze, and bronze respectively. So, pretty good for newer players.
Right. Easy entry point.
His passive is Death and Decay, which is when Solomon Grundy is in combat, his death aura does a damage over time to the enemy, and chance to decay a piece of gear for the whole match. On tag-in, opponents gain power twice as slow when they fight Solomon Grundy or any of his Earth 2 teammates. He's got 1,100 attack and 1,300 health. He was last available in September of 2020.
Yeah. He's got decent stats. 1,100 damage, 1,300 health.
Yeah.
And what really keeps him from being great is he's Solomon Grundy, right? So he's slow. Every Solomon Grundy's been slow. His passive is real interesting, right? It's got 3 abilities. That was a trend with the newer challenge characters where their passives were just really great. Mm-hmm. And he's got 3 things. 2 are great. 1 is okay. Damage over time. It's nice. Doesn't really change the outcome of the fight much. There just isn't enough, right? Yeah. A little tick, tick, tick. And that matters, I guess, if you're in long, drawn-out fights. But the other 2 abilities, all right, so the chance to disable 1 piece of gear for the whole fight compared to other disabling, right? Claw of Horus will disable until tag out. Dawn of Justice Superman will disable for 1 minute if those things trigger. That can really shift the entire fight. The problem really is that it's only a chance. So you can't really. What would be really cool if it was guaranteed, and then you could really sort of exploit that using Hawkgirl Prime and tag in, tag out, and just crush gears.
Yeah,
that's not how it works though. So that's another really good ability, but the power dampening is what you can build a team around. Mm-hmm. And it's as good as Killer Frost, and it's slightly better because it also gives the benefit to no, that's not true, because Killer Frost will do it for whoever's on. So Killer Frost is a little bit better. She doesn't need special teammates. She'll power down for the whole fight, whoever's active. Earth 2 Solomon Grundy, only if it's an Earth 2 character.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of multiplayer videos highlighting Earth 2 Solomon Grundy. We've got a playlist that we'll link to. The most interesting part is how a lot of times when you've got thematic teams, you're having a full, say, Flashpoint team is great. Mm-hmm. Having full Earth 2 team seems like the obvious thing to do because, it's all that Earth 2 synergy. But what would actually make it even better is Earth 2 Hawkgirl, you swap her out for Killer Frost.
Because then you double up on the dampening.
Yeah, and so if you're leaning into it, you're pretty much protected against everything as far as special goes, except for Tantu Totem or Killing Joke Joker.
Yeah. And
even though it's really a defensive passive, right? All the elements except for damage over time is defensive. The damage over time, like we said, doesn't do enough. Mm-hmm. He's still a lot of fun because it's a passive, so you get to use all 9 gear slots to do more damage.
Yeah.
15th week in a row now that matches a pattern that originally started May 2020. And if it continues to follow the pattern, the next character should be static.
Yeah. So there we go. This week's multiplayer award is the Black Power Battery, which becomes Nekron Scythe. And when it is fully maxed out, what you get is a 40% power steal on basic attacks if HP is lower than 15%, 200% increased damage against frozen or stunned opponents, 40% life drain on basic attacks if HP is lower than 50%, and the evolved ability, which is KO an enemy to gain Resurrect with 65% HP on death. That is once per match. It was last available in December of 2020. This is 26 in a row of matching sort of the schedule after Quick Interruption a while ago. So we're officially at the point where it's been half a year of being fully on track. We should expect Claw of Horus next week.
Right. Absolutely legendary gear. 4.5 stars, they really should be great. There's a few sort of missteps. This is not one of them. This is a great piece of gear.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of only 2 gears that will boost damage against stunned opponents. And if it had no other ability, it would be worth your gear slot.
Yeah, which is good because 2 of the other abilities are not very good. The HP is lower than 15% stuff is not great.
Yeah.
And sort of the worst part about them is that the life drain means that if you're doing it right, you actually heal out of the range where you can use it. So it would be cool if you hit 15% and you're able to just sort of, if you're able to not get hit, if you're be able to boost your power and just be more effective for a while.
Yeah.
But 15% of your health isn't a very wide range. And if you are sort of hitting your last stand, you're likely to go just above 15%. Your life drain stops working. And your other ability also stops working. So it's that sort of weird thing.
Yep.
If they made you a little bit hardier, if they made you like take less damage.
Or they did it, once it triggered, it lasted 10 seconds. And it triggered every time you dropped your health.
Or something. There's be a bunch of different ways. But the problem is that ability is going to be very rarely used because you're probably going to, as soon as you get it, either die or...
But as Last Man Standing, it's a pretty good ability.
Mm-hmm.
The Revive is actually interesting. We've been using that a lot with Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
And the one advantage it has over Cloak is that it's not just stunned, it's also frozen, but there's a limited number of characters that will freeze the opponent.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right about keeping the health low, and it's really hard to do because if you could do it easily, who'd really benefit is Boss Solomon Grundy, because he'd have the damage boost from his passive. He could get a damage boost from this. He just can't stay there long enough because either he gets knocked out or if you heal him, he gets out. Right. So I think to me the ideal character for taking advantage of that element is New 52 Shazam, because if you trigger his passive. So that means dropping down to 25% health before the rest of his team is knocked out. You can get 21 seconds of knockout immunity. So 21 seconds where you're really doing a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
And what you just want to do is make sure you don't heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you'd really want for him, or what you'd really want for the last ability instead of the life drain, is you want some sort of shield. If you could have damage immunity quickly, that would be actually good.
Yeah.
Anyways, in the store, we have the Shazam Celebration Pack for 300th medal.
Yeah, so last week, the Aquaman pack lingered a little bit longer. We were expecting a Shazam pack, and we were kind of disappointed it didn't show up, and now we've got the Shazam pack.
Mm-hmm. So it comes with either an Nth medal or a gold card.
Nth medal or gold Shazam.
Or Shazam, sorry.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the description is: celebrate the hero Fawcett City with a higher appearance of metal or gold Shazam, Black Adam, Superman, or newer gold characters. And so it comes with a 5% chance of New 52 Shazam, a 9% chance of Dawn of Justice Superman, a 9% chance of Injustice 2 Superman, a 9% chance of Kandak Black Adam, 9% chance of New 52 Superman, 9% chance of Shazam, and then a 50% chance of gold character.
Yeah. I think the real prize here is New 52 Shazam. I mean... He's a metal character. You normally have to buy a full Nth metal pack to get him.
Yeah.
And he can be. He's not the best. Batman, Ninja, Catwoman is the best metal character.
Yeah.
But he's still pretty good and interesting, fun to play with.
Mm-hmm. Not to eat. And the next thing in the store is the Sorcery Pack. It's $24.99 Canadian. It was $26.99 Canadian in December of 2020. That comes with Raven, Kandak Black Adam, and Zatanna.
Not much to say. It's not the greatest deal.
Yeah, it's fine.
We just had Raven, right, as a challenge character, so most people would have her already.
Yeah. And we also have the Static Challenge Pack for 200,000 credits. As always, it costs an extra 50,000 compared to the regular pack, and you get a 6.16% chance for Static instead of the usual 2.86% chance. And as we've done the math before, it's basically only worth it if that's the only character you want.
Right.
If you want even a couple of other characters from the challenge pack, then it very quickly becomes not worth the money.
Yeah, if you were only wanting Static and you sold back every extra copy of or any other non-static character, then it would be better than the regular challenge pack.
Yeah.
And only in that case. The more you keep, the better the regular challenge pack is.
Mm-hmm. It's maybe included next week's challenge.
Just like our previous...
Probably.
Yeah.
And we would say actually almost 100% chance, just because of how things have lined up, because
we got 2 indicators.
Yeah, it confirms their challenge pattern. So
Right.
our challenge pattern says the exact same thing as this pack does, and then our tentative guess for a week after that would be Flashpoint Batman.
Yeah.
This pattern's going much longer than I expected it to.
Me too. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This is probably the longest run of challenge repeat where we can actually reasonably rely on what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In our Survivor, we have the 4th World Gear set until the 14th of July, 2021. Phantom Zone is finished. We have double XP for the weekend. Fight 62 is still broken as always. And last weekend's breakthrough was Sinestro, Green Arrow, and Scorpion. So we expect this coming weekend's breakthrough to be Joker, Nightwing, and Darkseid.
Yeah. I'll link in the description to a thread in the subreddit for Injustice. Devlin 16 goes through the complete breakthrough cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Moving on to the current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in more depth in a full tutorial video that you can reach as part of the playlist by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video, and that playlist is always the best place to find our list of what, as far as we are aware, are the current working glitches.
Right.
If you're on iOS, we can't help you troubleshoot. If you're on Android 10, or I think anything other than Android 9, really, we can't help you.
There's enough variation for sure.
But we will have some information for you from helpful commenters.
Right. So let's because you can just look at the playlist for what's working. Let's start with the not working stuff that used to work or stuff that people ask about a lot. No glitch for power credits that we're willing to endorse. And I'm not even sure if this non-endorsable one works anymore, but we talk a lot more about this in season 6, episode 9 of our P and Q and C and A and T. Mm-hmm. Main problem is the risk of getting your account suspended.
Yeah.
You can't get repeated past multiplayer season rewards. You can't get your multiplayer season rewards early in an exploitable way.
Yeah, it'll actually screw you up if you do.
Yeah. And you cannot get free energy without watching the video. If the button's there, watch the video. If you don't watch the video, you don't get the energy. You used to be able to glitch it to save yourself 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you can get through the Phantom Zone very fast, but you can't do it supernaturally quickly.
Yeah, when Phantom Zone is around.
Yeah. Moving on to working glitches. The glitch to let you play Phantom Zone repeatedly was still working as of the last time we were able to try it, and we have no reason to believe it won't continue to work. But
because the challenge reset glitch still works.
Yeah, and that's tested and confirmed on Earth 2 Solomon Grundy.
And they're the same things.
So we mentioned them together because we don't want anybody resetting one thing, thinking that they're just doing that, and then accidentally resetting both. And in general, you probably don't want to reset the challenge while you're in the middle of a Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
Be a waste of your time. Although if you're doing Phantom Zone as fast as we are, you might actually waste more time by resetting the challenge.
This is true. I don't know that there's a really great way besides spending cashish to get through the challenge that much faster. Yeah,
so anyways, don't reset one unless you're willing to reset both while they're around. And we mentioned it even while it's gone just because, it's easy to forget. If you are on Android 10 and you don't want to re-download a huge amount of data, we have a comment in the description from user Kakde for how you can get around re-downloading by having extra storage space on your phone. And if you're on iOS, check out the description for a comment from Jonathan Yang for how to reset the challenge on an iOS device.
All right, the breakthrough glitch to let you play repeatedly is still working. The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. Good for any kind of packs that are in drop. So basically, the idea is that you don't like what you get, reset it, get your credits back, and then try again.
Time shifting still works in Android. As always, return your clock back to normal before you just start playing normally. Once you've gotten your Survivor player energy recharges back. And last but not least, in between the working and the not working glitches, we have the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked. The conditions have been wrong for that forever, but it's never actually failed us when they have been around, so we keep it here on a technicality.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's it. So this is the point where we like to give a special thank you to our patrons on Patreon. Mm-hmm. And that would be with the new addition this month of Victor Gomez, and then Consul Peasant and Edwoon at the top tier last word, Sinemac, Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier, Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin Ruiz, and Eddydoo at the credited level, and Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 2 for 1, Pavu RS, Gavin, Mallott, and Isfar E at the gratitude level.
There we go. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Komoda.